Hello, my name is Jason. I'm with Fulton County Library System, and welcome to today's Hobbyworks. Today, I'll be discussing running a D&D, or a Pathfinder, a Starfinder, GURPS, any type of pen and paper RPG, and the basics as a game master or dungeon master that you should be aware of before you start your game or even during your game. There's a lot to cover, but I'm going to keep it basic and just go over some of the things that you should be aware of going into this. So the first thing you need to do is ask yourself, why do you want to be a dungeon master, game master? What are you looking to get out of it? Next thing is, what type of players do you want to play with? Are you looking for anybody? Are you looking for a certain type of player? Are you looking for your friends, strangers? Where do you want to play your games? Is it going to be at home? Is it going to be online? Your local library? A convention? These are things to think about as you're getting started and to keep in mind as you're proceeding. When it comes to the players, there's a bunch of different types of people. Like everything, people will break down into generic terms, tropes, types. When it comes to role-playing games, for the most part, they all fall into several categories. And I'm going to cover some of the basic ones. Not everyone is one type. They sometimes blend together. But it helps you keep an eye out when you're planning your game to be aware of the types that you might encounter. You have your power gamer. Your power gamer is the kind of player that takes the numbers, takes the character, takes the situation, and builds their character in such a way that they can destroy anything they encounter. If all of your players are like this, it's easy to adjust to. If you only have one of your players that's a power gamer, though, you have to keep in mind that that one player overpowers everyone else in the group. Then you have your combat-focused player. Your combat-focused player doesn't really care about the story. They don't care about the power gaming and min-maxing. They just want to get in there and bash some heads. All they care about is the combat. Then you have your tactician. Your tactician is the kind of player that looks for logical, puzzle-oriented challenges to overcome. Okay? They're not looking for just outright combat. They're not looking to build their character so it destroys everything. They want the puzzle to work out in their mind. Okay? Then you have your specialist. Your specialist creates their character in such a way that they're great at one thing and one thing only, and really bad with everything else. So when you're building your game, you need to be aware of that so you don't kind of pigeonhole them, so to speak. Then you have your method actor. Your method actor is exactly what it sounds like. They're the type of player that uses their character as a way to act out a desire or a thought or a feeling. They develop their character and then act out that character in such a way that it seems like a straight out of a TV show or a movie. Okay? Then you have your storyteller. Your storyteller is kind of like the actor in a way, except for the fact all they care about is their backstory and developing the story and lore of the game. They're the one that writes the 3-page background for that one character that just started the game at level 1. And then last but not least, you have your casual gamer. Your casual gamer most of the time is only playing because they heard it sounded like a great idea, one of their friends plays, or they just want to socialize. Most of the time with them, they're just going to sit in the background, hang out, chime in with ideas or thoughts, like not even half the time. Normally it's like 1/4 or less. If you have a player like that, let them be them. Normally if you try to force them to be more than they're trying to be, they actually lose interest in the game and will leave. Okay? Next, now that you have an idea of your players and their types, planning your session. Who is playing? When are you playing? How are you playing? Are you playing a homebrew or are you playing a pre-made? Homebrew are the DM basically creates everything. They create their story, they create their world, they create their monsters. Everything is made from scratch. Then you have your pre-made. Pre-mades are the ones that you buy at the local game store, you check out at your library, you buy online. They're the ones that somebody else spent a lot of time creating everything, and then you get to use it. Then you can also do the pre-made with changing things up to fit your own style of play. That's a little blending of homebrew and pre-made. Okay? Once you have an idea of what type of game you're going to be playing, you need to research it, get it ready, and then set your hook to get the players started. By setting the hook, I mean draw them in. What is the reason your players, why their characters doing anything? Where do they start? Where are they ending? Have it in mind when you're beginning the game to get a strong start to get them started. Also, are they playing for experience points or milestones? Milestones is when they hit certain key points in the story, they level up. Experience points is everything they do in the game gives them little amounts of experience points to power them up. Once you get going, set your setting. Descriptions really matter. The better your descriptions, the better the player's understanding. Remember the who, what, where, when, and why of English. Who are giving out the quest and information. What is the quest and mission? Where are the locations in the game? Where does it start? Where does it end? Where do the players go? When is the time frame? How quickly do the players need to complete whatever they're doing? Is there a time limit? Or do they have as much time as they need and can wander around? Why should your players and their characters care about what they're doing? Okay? Once you get all that in mind, let's get down to business. Are you doing theater of the mind, no map, where everything is imagination and descriptions? Or are you using a tactical grid combat? Grids are either hex, squares, and there's so many different reasons to do each. I'll leave that up to personal choice. Are you using miniatures? Are you using chips or tokens? When it comes to things like that, it's all about DM and player preference, so to speak. In the game, be ready for the unknown. I have a saying, players never follow the script. Okay? Whatever can go wrong will go wrong. Murphy's Law. Prepare your starting area in your immediate surroundings. Have your layout for what the players are going to do, and then get ready to toss it in the trash. Players will never follow where you want to go. If players have a choice between A, B, C, and D, they're going to go A, D, C, D, B. Just keep in mind that that's going to happen and be ready to adapt it. If you try to steamroll your players and keep them on a set track, a lot of times they're going to lose interest. They're not going to have fun. Okay? Only correct vital misunderstandings. Let the players make mistakes. It happens. Players are in this for fun. If you, as a dungeon master, make a mistake, just keep going. If it's a big mistake, correct it. If it's not, don't worry about it. You're human. It happens. Watch the flow of the game. If it starts to slow down or stalemate occurs, try to find a way to mix it up and get the game moving. If the players are basically turtling, ask the players, what do you want to do? Where do you want to go next? And ask it constantly in different ways. If for some reason they are turtling, throw something in to make the players react and improvise. A lone guard stumbles across your party. You notice your feet feel wet. As you look down, you notice water filling the hallway. Random things like that. Just keep an idea and get creative and let the players have fun. That's the whole point of this type of game. After your game, ask yourself and the players, did everyone have fun? Why did they have fun? What was their favorite part? Why did they not have fun? What went wrong? What went right? Is it something that can be fixed? Next, ask yourself, how badly did the players go off your script and story? Is it something that you can adjust, or is it just something you're going to have to get used to? Did the players take notes? Ask them what notes they took. How accurate are they? Was it your descriptions, or was it just a misunderstanding on their part, or a situation of telephone? Where do the players end? And can you easily set it back up to continue a game again? Or are you going to have to find some way to have something happen off screen to force the game in an easier spot? Final note, listen. Let the players build the world around them. Set your setting, the players explore it and fill it in. Trust yourself and your players. Just don't trust the players too far. As I said, they tend to go a little crazy. Relax. Know that things happen and adapt. Be flexible, creative, and improvise. Players don't care as much as you think they do. All they want to do is have fun. And last thing, do not overthink. Role-playing games are all about the fun. And that's really all that matters at the end. Till next time on Hobbyworks, have a good one and game on.